I have a story for you today. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Demi, and this is simply Demi. And boy, oh boy, do I have a story for you today. But in order for us to get to that part of the story, I feel like I need to start from the beginning. I need to fill you in on the different things that have happened with this lovely individual that we're going to talk about today. So, without further ado, the individual that we are going to chat about today is my next door neighbor. Y'all, I have to tell you, from the second we moved in, I just knew that we were not going to get along with this girl. So basically, the very first day that we moved in, we came with our big U-Haul truck and we brought, our cars full of stuff. And the way that our little complex is set up is that every unit gets 2 parking spots, right? So we parked one of the cars in the parking spot and the U-Haul truck in the parking spot. So we were driving around our complex trying to find a visitor spot. So unfortunately, all of the visitor spots were taken that we could see, but there was a parking spot right next to our unit that didn't have a number. So all of the parking spots have the numbers to the units painted on the curb. So we found one that there was not even a curb, there was no number. So we parked my car there. Well, later in the day, this girl gets home and she stops right behind my car. So I go up to her and I ask her, I'm like, hey, is this your parking spot? And she said, yeah. Mind you, that was all she's said to me in months. The word, yeah. So immediately I apologized and I explained to her that I didn't see her unit number painted on the parking spot and that I would move right away. And, she could clearly see that we were moving. She proceeded, when I said that to her, she proceeded to roll her eyes at me and just continue on her merry way. So every day after that, we never talked. Every time we saw her, we would try to say hi. She would ignore us or give us dirty looks, whatever. So from then on out, we just decided, okay, we're just going to ignore this girl. We're going to avoid her. She clearly doesn't like us for some reason or another. I honestly don't know because we didn't give her a reason. But, whatever. That was the first incident that we had with her. The second time we had a little run-in, I guess you could say, with her was when we found a note. I would say this was around the holidays, like Thanksgiving, around there. We found a little note underneath our mat, and it was a super condescending note, and basically the gist of it was, you should be a good neighbor, stop walking near my door, don't walk on my grass, blah, blah, blah. Saying that we needed to learn how to be neighborly. Guys, she doesn't own the grass, okay? Nobody owns the grass here. Even if you own the unit, which we don't, we rent, but even if you did own it, you're not to be on the lawn. You can't have furniture on there. It's not, no one owns it. Everyone is there's free reign for you to walk up and down this lawn. And what she's referring to is how everyone will walk up the hill, because the back of everybody's house and the side of her home, it's a little hill that leads to the main road behind our complex. So all of the people that have dogs here and that live far away from the opening of the gate will just walk up the hill and go to the main road and walk their dogs on the main road. So that's what we were doing. But because we were passing by her door, she had a problem with that. I could not handle it. I thought it was the most hilarious thing because, like I said, we see her. We saw her all the time, but she just chose to ignore us, so we just left her alone. But all the times that she saw us, she couldn't say, hey, like, I noticed you walked near my door. I don't like that, whatever. Even though that's annoying, it would have been better if she would have just, communicated that to us instead of leaving a passive-aggressive note under my mat. So it's kind of like hypocritical. You don't want anyone near your home, but you're going to come to my home to leave me passive-aggressive notes. Whatever. We let that go. We didn't take it too hard. We didn't take it to heart. We didn't take it seriously. Basically, you can tell that we don't have what I would call a good relationship or any relationship at all with this girl. You guys. So I was at work the other day. This was like a week and a half ago, maybe. I was at work and I received a Facebook message from one of my friends. And she says, hey, have you been receiving my mail that I've sent you? And I responded, no, I haven't. So for context, my friend sends me cards and letters for almost every holiday. And it's like really something that I look forward to. So I did notice that I hadn't gotten one for Valentine's Day or Easter. And so I responded and I told her I didn't get it, and I asked her like why she was asking. I honestly just assumed that she hadn't sent them out. And she responds to me with a picture of a letter that she received in the mail. And the letter was from, guess who, you guys? My neighbor. My neighbor. That's why I never got my mail, because my mail was going to her. So let me explain that. I get a lot of her packages and her mail, stuff like that, because our unit numbers are right next to each other and they're very similar. So it happens all the time. But when I get things that are not addressed to me, I bring them over and I put either, if it's mail, I put it back in the slot in the mailboxes so that the postman knows it's not mine. Or if it's a package, I leave it in front of her door. And she has like a camera, I wave at the camera. I'm like, hey, this is yours, just leaving it here. You know what I mean? So she must be aware that this is a problem. But this girl has been receiving my mail twice. As all that I know is that she received it twice. So not only did she receive my mail, she also proceeded to open it. And not only did she open my mail, this girl, she had the audacity to respond to my friends. Like, I just can't make sense of that. I really don't make sense of that. I was under the impression that opening somebody else's mail is a crime. It's illegal to do that. And this girl not only broke the law, but then decided to out herself. Like, I'm going to put a picture of the letter here so that you can see what it says. She wrote to my friend that she needed to research the holidays because they were pagan holidays. And then she included a little religious postcard that said she needed to learn the Bible. Girlfriend, who does that? Not only did she write that in the letter, she also specifically stated that my friend had the wrong address for me. And so you understand that this is not for you. Even if the numbers were your unit, so even if it was like her address, it still was not her name. And she admits that because she put my name in the letter. So she knows it's not for her. So I don't understand how you could just be so, I don't even have a word. Don't even have a word. But obviously I was alarmed, because not only is someone receiving my mail, not returning it, but now you're opening it and you're involving yourself in my friends' lives. So after talking to all the people in my life about this situation, I was encouraged to call the police. And so I did. I called the police and I explained to them, I said, hey, my neighbor has been receiving my mail. She opened it. I know she did because I have proof. I have this letter that she responded. She sent to my friend detailing the contents of the letters and, basically harassing her and belittling her opinions because they didn't coincide with her own, And I explained this to the deputy, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about the way that it was handled, because the deputy stated that he didn't think that this qualified as a crime for the simple fact that she wasn't physically breaking into my mailbox to take my mail. It just so happened to go to her. But then my counteract, what I said to him was, I understand that, but you've received things twice, and instead of doing your due diligence, which is returning it, you opened it, and now you're responding. So I feel like there needs to be something done here, And the deputy did agree with that. He did find it super alarming that she just decided to respond. So he did come and speak to her. And I was not there when he was talking to her. I was on my way home from work, and I honestly don't know how that went, but it couldn't have went very well for her because later on that night, she did come and ring the doorbell and apologize to me, and she was like, I didn't know, if I knew it was your name, I would have just brought it to you. And I was in shock. Mind you, this is the most I've heard this girl speak. So I'm in shock that she's even over at my house now. And I'm just my response to her was all right, okay. And I just closed the door, because what the heck do I say to that? I never got my mail back. What am I supposed to say? Why are you writing back to my friends? Why are you opening my mail? I wasn't going to argue with her. But I will say that she did seem a little bit, I don't know if she was afraid or if she was acting, or I honestly don't know, but she was shaking and her voice was trembling when she was apologizing to me. So I was just I don't want to deal with this. But honestly, that situation just creeped me out. That is just, it's so crazy to me that someone could just blatantly not follow the law and just do what they want. I don't get it. But honestly, I just hope that I never deal with this again. And I hope that the fact that the officer came and spoke to her really, resonated with her, and hopefully she learned her lesson. But I do have to say, there's been a few times now where we've been expecting things to come in the mail, packages or letters from friends and stuff that just have not arrived. And now that this situation has happened, it really makes me question, has my stuff been going over there, more than just these 2 times, and I just never get it back? There was one time where I was bringing her package to her, and I did find one of my packages on her doorstep. But, I didn't count that or think anything about that because, I was still outside. So I figured, she either wasn't home or hadn't seen the delivery. So when I went to drop her package off, I just took mine back. But besides that, I honestly don't have any knowledge of if anything else of mine went over there, or anything else of my roommate. So it's just a very interesting situation, and honestly, it really flabbergasted me, because who does that? Who does that? I need new neighbors. I really do. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for now of what's been going on with my neighbor. So I just want to know, comment down below. Has anything like this happened to you? Have you dealt with a crazy neighbor before? What do you do? Because honestly, I don't think there's anything else I can do. I feel like I've done all that I could. But if you think of something, let me know. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the story, and also subscribe. We have passed the 300 mark, which is so exciting. You guys, so exciting. So my new goal is 400. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any other stories. Because y'all, my life needs to be a movie, I'm telling ya. But that's all, you guys. Thank you. Have a good one.